Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take a moment right now and reflect on something. Who are you becoming today? Not yesterday, not even tomorrow, but today. The woman you're becoming is shaped by what you choose to learn, what you choose to grow through, and what you choose to let go of. Learning is not just a phase. It's not just about degrees or certificates or passing interest. Learning is freedom. It's the key to unlocking the life you've always dreamed of. A woman who never stops learning is not bound by the limits of her circumstances. She has the power to break free from the chains of what others think she should be. She's building the life that is uniquely hers. And that freedom, beloved, is something no one can take from you. But here's the truth: life is not without its challenges. It's easy to think that we need to know everything, that we need to have it all figured out. But I want you to understand this, and I want you to say it to yourself: every setback, every challenge, every mistake is a lesson. You don't have to fear failure. You don't have to shy away from those moments of uncertainty. Embrace them. They are shaping you, teaching you, building you. And one day you'll look back and realize that what you thought was your biggest setback was actually the lesson you needed to catapult you into your destiny. Learning comes with a sense of humility. There is power in knowing that you don't know it all. It's the willingness to say, I need help, or I don't have the answers, but I'm willing to learn. That's where your true strength lies, when you let go of pride and allow yourself to be open to growth. A woman who is willing to learn is a woman who is willing to change. She isn't afraid to evolve, even when it's uncomfortable. Don't underestimate the wisdom of others. There is so much to be learned from the people who have walked the road before you. Seek out mentors. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who will push you to go further, think deeper, and reach higher. Their wisdom can ignite something inside you. You don't have to have it all figured out on your own. Let others light the way. Curiosity is a gift. I want you to hold on to that gift no matter how old you get. Be curious about life, about the world, about the people around you. Curiosity brings you into new spaces. It helps you see things differently, and it sparks creativity in ways you never imagined. When you let your curiosity lead you, you invite joy into your life. You discover new passions, new perspectives, and new possibilities. And don't forget the most important teacher of all: your own story. Your life is full of lessons waiting to be learned. Don't let the past haunt you. Let it teach you. When you reflect on your journey, you find strength. When you reflect on the mistakes, the joys, the triumphs, you realize how far you come and how much further you can go. So I encourage you today, make a commitment to never stop learning. Embrace growth every single day. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start. Start now, in this very moment. The journey of learning, the journey of growth, is a lifelong commitment. You will not always have it figured out, but you will keep moving forward, one lesson at a time. A woman who never stops learning is a woman who is constantly becoming more of who she was always meant to be. She is powerful, she is resilient, she is unstoppable. And so there's something incredibly powerful about the woman who never stops learning. It's not just about gaining knowledge or checking off a list of things to know. It's about the transformation that happens when you commit to becoming a lifelong learner. You see, learning isn't something that ends when you get your degree or land a new job. It's not confined to a classroom, and it's certainly not limited by age or circumstance. True learning is a mindset, a way of living, breathing, and evolving. When you choose to learn, you're not just gathering information, you're shaping the way you see the world and the way the world sees you. You're opening doors to opportunities that once seemed out of reach, and you're breaking down the walls that once held you back. The woman who never stops learning is a woman who understands that her potential is limitless. She knows that there's always room to grow, always something new to discover, and always more ways to become the best version of herself. And that, my sisters, is the power of a lifelong learner. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Learning is not just about absorbing facts, it's about taking action on what you know, applying it to your life, and allowing it to change you. It's about being open to the idea that no matter how much you know, there's always more to learn. This mindset keeps you humble, keeps you hungry, and keeps you moving forward even when the road gets tough. It's the belief that every single day is an opportunity for growth, whether that means learning from a book, a conversation, a challenge, or even a failure. And with each new lesson, you get stronger, wiser, and more equipped to handle the world around you. The beauty of being a lifelong learner is that you're never stuck. There's no such thing as being too old to start, too far gone to change, or too broken to learn. As long as you're alive, there's room for growth. And it doesn't matter what anyone else says or thinks. When you choose to keep learning, you're choosing to remain open, adaptable, and ready for the possibilities that the future holds. It's the most empowering choice you can make because no one can take that from you. No one can stop your growth, your evolution, or your ability to become more than you were yesterday. So let me tell you something. If you want to live a life of impact, if you want to walk in your full power, if you want to leave a legacy of strength and wisdom, commit to being a lifelong learner. It's in the quiet moments of learning that you'll find your greatest strength. It's in the times when you step into the unknown, uncertain yet determined to grow, that you'll discover who you truly are. And when you make learning a lifelong pursuit, you'll realize that the best part of the journey is not just where it takes you, but who you become along the way. Learning is freedom. And I'm not talking about the kind of freedom where you simply walk away from the things that bind you. I'm talking about the kind of freedom that empowers you to rise above the limitations placed on you, whether by society, by your past, or even by your own doubts. The moment you begin to learn, truly learn, you step into a new realm of possibility where the chains of I can't and I'm not good enough begin to break away. Learning gives you the power to unlock doors that you once thought were permanently shut. It turns your dreams, your desires, your potential into reality. When you choose to learn, you free yourself from the smallness of thinking you're stuck. The world becomes larger, your vision becomes clearer, and your sense of self grows stronger. It's like you're given new lenses through which to view your circumstances, your relationships, and your future. And suddenly the world that once felt narrow and confining expands, and you realize that there is no limit to where you can go or what you can achieve. Learning isn't just about acquiring new skills or knowledge, it's about gaining the freedom to break free from the limitations others have imposed on you. Society may try to tell you what you should be, what you should look like, how you should live. But when you invest in learning, you stop listening to the voices that restrict you, and you start hearing the voice inside you that says, you are enough, you are capable, you are worthy of every success you dream of. That's the true freedom, the freedom to be who you really are, to embrace your unique potential, and to step into your greatness without fear of judgment or rejection. Learning gives you the tools to shape your own destiny. It opens up new career paths, new relationships, new ways of thinking, and new ways of seeing yourself. It frees you from the confines of what you once believed to be your limitations and helps you build a life that reflects your true purpose. It's through learning that you learn how to be resourceful, how to think critically, and how to embrace the unknown with courage. You don't need anyone's permission to grow. Your learning journey is yours alone. And with each step forward, you'll feel the weight of self-doubt lift as you realize just how much power you hold. True freedom is found when you realize that no one can take away what you know. Knowledge is the one thing that no one can steal, no one can diminish, and no one can destroy. Once you embrace the freedom that comes with learning, you step into a place of confidence and strength. You realize that you have everything within you to create the life you've always dreamed of. You realize that your mind, your heart, and your spirit are free to grow, to change, and to evolve in ways you never thought possible. Learning isn't just a means to an end, it is a way of living. It's a way to break free from the past and step into a future where anything is possible. And when you embrace that kind of freedom, nothing can stop you. You are truly limitless. Every setback is a lesson. Let that sink in for a moment. When life throws you off course, when things don't go the way you planned, or when the road feels impossible to travel, it's easy to think that you failed. It's easy to get discouraged and ask, why me? But what if I told you that those setbacks aren't there to break you? What if they're there to build you? Every moment that you feel like you've hit a wall, every situation that seems like it's too much to handle, is actually preparing you for something greater. It's teaching you something you couldn't learn any other way. Think about the times in your life when you've been knocked down. It didn't feel good, did it? It felt heavy. It felt like you were drowning. But look at you now. You're still standing. You made it through. And more than that, you came out stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you were before. That setback, that moment of failure, was the very thing that gave you the strength you have today. It was the lesson you needed, even though you didn't know it at the time. The truth is, setbacks don't mean you're defeated. They're simply opportunities for growth. Every time you stumble, you're given a chance to learn something new about yourself. Maybe you discover a hidden strength, or perhaps you uncover a part of you that you didn't even know existed. When things don't go as planned, it's not the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter, a new understanding of what you're capable of. And here's the thing, the more you embrace your setbacks, the more power you gain. When you stop running from failure, when you stop seeing it as a punishment and start viewing it as a lesson, you free yourself from the fear of falling short. You realize that failure isn't final, it's a stepping stone, it's a redirection, a course correction, a call to keep going even when things don't look the way you imagine. Every time you get back up after a fall, you gain something precious experience. You gain wisdom that no textbook can teach, knowledge that only life can give. Every setback is shaping you for the life you're meant to live. It's refining you, polishing you, and preparing you for what's ahead. Don't allow the moments of struggle to define you. Allow them to transform you. Let them be the soil in which your growth takes root. The next time you face a challenge or find yourself in a difficult season, don't be afraid. Don't shrink back. Look that setback in the eye and say, you are not here to destroy me. You are here to teach me, to make me stronger, to prepare me for what's coming next. There is a power in humility that the world doesn't always talk about. It's the kind of strength that doesn't shout, doesn't demand, and doesn't seek attention. Instead, it quietly and confidently stands tall, knowing that true power doesn't need to be flaunted. Humility is often misunderstood, seen as weakness or a lack of confidence. But let me tell you, humility is not a sign of being small. It's a sign of being strong enough to recognize your worth without needing to prove it to anyone. The strength in humility lies in the ability to walk through life with grace, to acknowledge that you don't know everything and that you can still grow, learn, and evolve. It's about embracing the fact that you don't have to be perfect and you don't have to have all the answers. It's about having the courage to admit that you're a work in progress and still being proud of who you are in this moment. Humility allows you to own your mistakes, to learn from them, and to rise stronger. When you carry yourself with humility, you invite growth, you invite understanding, and you create space for others to rise with you. Humility is not about self-deprecation or hiding your gifts. It's about using your talents in service to others, understanding that your greatness isn't just for you, it's for the world. The woman who is humble knows her worth, but she doesn't need to flaunt it. She doesn't need to make others feel small to make herself feel big. She knows that true strength is in lifting others up, in empowering those around her, and in walking alongside others, not above them. Humility is the foundation of true leadership. It's about being able to lead with compassion and empathy without thinking you know it all or that you're above anyone else. The strongest leaders are the ones who listen, who ask questions, and who recognize the value they encounter. They understand that they don't have to have all the answers, but they are willing to learn from others, to grow with others, and to be shaped by the experiences they share. Humility allows you to be teachable, and when you're teachable, you open yourself to limitless possibilities. There is also strength in humility when it comes to your own journey. Life is not a competition. It's not about comparing yourself to others or trying to outshine those around you. It's about embracing where you are, who you are, and knowing that the journey you're on is unique to you. When you're humble, you don't need validation from anyone else. You don't need the applause or the recognition, because you understand that your worth is not defined by external things. It is solid, it is steady, and it comes from within. Humility opens doors. It allows you to connect with people on a deeper level, to build meaningful relationships, and to create spaces where everyone feels valued. When you're humble, you make room for others to shine, and in turn, they lift you up. You realize that success is not a solitary pursuit, but a shared experience that grows when you work together. True strength comes from community, and humility is what makes community thrive. There is so much power in learning from others, but it's something we often overlook in our pursuit of success. We live in a world where individual achievement is celebrated, where we're encouraged to go it alone, to be self-made, to carve out our own path. But what if I told you that the greatest breakthroughs, the most profound moments of growth, come when you open your heart and mind to the wisdom of those who have walked before you? Learning from others isn't just about gathering information, it's about understanding that you don't have to have all the answers, that there is so much more to discover when you allow yourself to be shaped by the experiences, the knowledge, and the perspectives of the people around you. When you stop and listen to someone else's story, you realize that the road to success is never linear. The struggles, the triumphs, the failures, they all hold valuable lessons. The truth is, no one has all the answers. We all have something to teach, and we all have something to learn. When you embrace this, you begin to see that learning is a collective experience. Every person you meet carries with them a lifetime of lessons they've learned the hard way, lessons that could save you from making the same mistakes, lessons that could inspire you to go further, faster, and higher. Learning from others is about being humble enough to recognize that you don't know everything. It's about opening yourself up to different viewpoints, different ideas, and different approaches. When you learn from others, you see the world through their eyes, and you begin to understand that their journey, their challenges, and their perspectives are just as valid as your own. They may have walked a different path, but they've gathered wisdom that can change the way you think, the way you live, and the way you approach the world. It's about the humility to say, I don't have all the answers, but I'm open to hearing what you have to say. There's a beauty in learning from others because it teaches you to be adaptable, to grow beyond your current understanding, and to push the boundaries of what you thought was possible. Think about the mentors who have shaped you, the friends who have challenged you, or the strangers who have shared their experiences with you. Their stories don't just stay with them, they become part of your own narrative, part of the blueprint you build for your future. When you learn from others, you create a network of wisdom that becomes a powerful resource. It's a resource that can guide you, support you, and push you to keep moving forward. The key to learning from others is also recognizing that every experience has value, even the painful ones. People often think that success is defined by the victories, the big wins, the accolades, but success is often found in the lessons learned from the tough times, the struggles, the setbacks. And when you open yourself to learning from others, you begin to see that every moment, every story, and every challenge has something to teach you. Whether it's the resilience shown in the face of adversity or the wisdom gained from years of hard work, every person you encounter offers something you can carry with you on your journey. It's also about giving others permission to teach you. In a world where we often measure our worth by how much we know or how much we can do alone, it takes strength to ask for help, to seek guidance, and to let others lead you. There's nothing weak about it. In fact, it's one of the strongest things you can do because it shows that you are confident enough in yourself to learn, to grow, and to adapt. When you allow others to share their knowledge with you, you open yourself up to possibilities you may have never seen before. You let go of the notion that you have to do everything on your own and realize that success is sweeter when it's shared, when it's shared, when it's shared, when it's built together. So take time to learn from others, those who have lived, those who have struggled, and those who have triumphed. The wisdom they offer can light your path in ways you never imagined. Every person you meet, every conversation you have has the potential to change. The joy of curiosity is a gift that too often goes unnoticed. It's the spark that ignites discovery, the fuel that drives innovation, and the light that brightens even the darkest of times. When we are curious, we are alive in a way that nothing else can replicate. Curiosity doesn't just satisfy a desire for knowledge, it opens doors to new experiences, new understandings, and new ways of thinking. It pushes us to ask, what's next, and what if it takes us on adventures that expand our view of the world and of ourselves? When we embrace curiosity, we are never truly lost because curiosity always leads us somewhere, even if that somewhere is a deeper understanding of who we are. Curiosity is about more than simply asking questions. It's about approaching life with an open heart and an open mind. It's about daring to wonder and allowing yourself the freedom to explore the unknown. So often we get caught up in the pressures of life, the expectations, the to-do list, the deadlines. We stop asking the questions that once fueled our imagination. We forget the wonder of looking at the world with fresh eyes. But curiosity reminds us to pause, to look again, and to ask, what else is there? It reminds us that life is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered and that the world has infinite layers of beauty, wisdom, and potential. The joy of curiosity is that it keeps us in a constant state of growth. When we are curious, we are always learning. And when we are always learning, we are always evolving. Every new piece of information, every new experience adds something to our understanding of the world and our place in it. We grow not only in knowledge, but also in empathy and creativity and in resilience. Curiosity opens our hearts to new possibilities, to new perspectives, and to new ways of thinking. It helps us build bridges where there were once walls. It allows us to step into the shoes of others, to understand their struggles, their triumphs, and their stories. When curiosity is allowed to thrive, it breaks the boundaries of what we think is possible. It sparks creativity in places we never expected, making the impossible seem possible and the improbable seem within reach. It's in the moments of curiosity that we find our greatest breakthroughs, the moments when we dare to question the status quo and venture into uncharted territory. Curiosity challenges the limits we place on ourselves and dares us to dream bigger.